I'm Ryan Eakin, and this is podcast one of Baycats Banter, the official new podcast of the Baycats. And today I am joined by Baycats manager Josh Matlow to discuss what this team has been up to in the last couple of months. Matlow, how's it going today?
It's good. It's good. Thanks for having me again.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, last time I talked to you, I said I wish next time we talk we can discuss baseball, and that's what's going to happen today. But before we do that, I want to ask you about some of the off-field partnerships that this franchise has signed over the last couple of months. How important is that, especially as we come out of a pandemic? I mean, we're still in the pandemic, but as we head into the 2021 season, just how important is that?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. I think we've been very fortunate to have a lot of companies, local companies, step up and kind of want to be a part of things, be a part of the new era and the way we're doing things. And we've been very lucky on a few occasions, one specifically being The Cage, a baseball facility that just opened up in Barrie. We created a partnership with them that the players can go and hit at, the pitchers can go and throw at. So it became basically our baseball facility that we're able to kind of train in this extended off season. And it's been a perfect partnership. We're very lucky. And we also ran an equipment drive there that's been phenomenal. It's been on the news, been in articles. So we've been very fortunate with that partnership. And as well as athletic culture, the gym in Barrie. It's a new gym that opened up. A lot of the players have been going, working out in the off season. And it's just going to help the overall off season training and development and during the season too. But we've never really had that before, so it was a nice partnership.
Right. And another thing that this team has done is with starting lineup uniforms, having new jerseys, a home, away, and a throwback. Just discuss how important that is as we head into the 2021 season.
Yeah, that was that was awesome. We were going to do probably the next year or two. We're going to do new jerseys, but we just felt the time was right with the new era, new players, new coaching staff coming in. And it was kind of cool in a way where we were able to help design and kind of put our fingerprint on it. So Mitch at starting lineup, designed us a handful of designs for each home away, and we decided on the alternate red that will commemorate the 20-year anniversary, which I used to wear that logo, so I kind of love that idea. And then we kind of narrowed it down, and we thought it would be fun to kind of get everyone involved, the volunteers, the staff, the players, and we did a vote internally and kind of gave everyone a chance to kind of be involved with that too. So that went well. And then the press conference was I think that was officially our first press conference for the Barrie Baycats. And it was just so cool to be a part of. And it was fun. It was a great response and everyone was all about it. And it was nice also to show the league, kind of the things that we're trying to do. And hopefully, it gets other teams doing the same.
For sure, yeah. And then as we move into now the offseason, the roster freeze came to an end on November 1st, and this team was active to say the least. The biggest signing being Jason Aquino, the former Major League pitcher out of Baltimore. Just discuss how that signing came about and how important of a signing that is this early into an offseason.
Yeah, I mean, we really just wanted to kind of lock down our foundation as far in advance as we can so that we're not scrambling come the new year. Aquino is obviously the experience coming out of the major leagues and pitching for the Baltimore Orioles, that just takes everything to another level. And the whole idea with that, again, was also just, to get them in advance, but to also lock down our pitching rotation and some of our top players. That kind of snowballed, and we started working on our imports, and Dante was a huge help, player procurement, with connecting with these imports and getting the right ones and fitting kind of all the pieces to the puzzle, which was nice. And then you start signing some guys like that, and then other guys want to play with us too. So it was kind of a nice snowball effect, and we're about, I'd say, good 90% with our roster. And nobody wanted to take a year off, but it was kind of a blessing in disguise, at a player perspective, that we were able to sign guys we wouldn't have had last year. So it kind of helped develop our starting lineup and our bench players, and it really kind of filled in our roster nicely.
Right. And another guy who signed, another import, was Andres Sotillo, who was also in the J system, also knew Dante as well. He kind of came here because of Dante as well. Just how important is a signing like that, having a franchise catcher? I mean, this team has had a lot of great catchers over the years, Kyle DeGrace, Jordan Lundberg. So just continuing that tradition by adding an impact catcher like Sotillo.
Yeah, I mean, I know this league is about pitching, but I think it's also nice to have a guy like Sotillo with his experience for some of the younger guys. I think a lot of the guys are going to want to pitch here because of the experience he has behind the plate. I also think he's like a quarterback, right, throughout the game, and he's able to kind of run the show there. And I just you can't say enough about a guy who's, from AAA, Blue Jays organization, just all the right tools. So between him and Aquino pitching to each other, or Aquino pitching to Satilo, I think it would just kind of, again, snowball effect to all the other players and really raise the bar.
Right, and those are two of the four imports that you guys will have for the 2021 season, both brought in by Dante, who you ended up hiring to be a part of the management group and recruit players, especially on the import side. Just what went into that hiring, and how important of an asset can he be to this franchise moving forward?
Yeah, Dante, he was part of the broadcast team, and I try to get him back this year to be a part of the broadcast team, being that all our games are going to be on live and broadcasted live. But he wanted more of a front office position. I feel that, he has a lot to offer. And he's well connected within the minor leagues, within some of, he used to work with the Blue Jays organization. And it was a nice fit. He's very passionate. He's a big Baycat, fan. And it just kind of made a lot of sense. But he's out, always speaking to players and making sure that, we're filling our roster spots. So it's a nice help for me too, because I'm trying to do a little bit of everything, but it's nice to have a little bit of help on that end for sure.
Right. And a lot of the guys that you signed in September and October, we're going to get into now, one of them being Kevin Miller, local guy who you have a lot of high expectations for. Just discuss his signing, how you came upon him, and what your hopes is for him in 2021.
So I think if you look at the roster, and I can't remember, I think we spoke about this in the past, the average age has gone down considerably. Someone like Kevin, who's out at school, I'd love to have him for the finals and the playoffs, obviously, but it's just the way they are with the college guys. But his arm's huge. He throws 94. Yeah, he's a big 6'8". He as a young guy, I mean, he could be the youngest starter in the league potentially. So I just think that, we're trying to have a little bit of everything. Obviously we want to focus on, Canadian talent, but I think it's just our team is so diverse. We have talent across the board from all over. And I just think that he has a chance, and I hope he watches this and sees this, he has a chance to really do some big things at a very young age. And then I anticipate as, he keeps growing and working hard, he might even get drafted. We might lose him to the draft, but that's a good problem to have for us for sure.
Right. And another guy that maybe down the road, depending on obviously how many rounds there are, how many minor league teams there are, another guy that might get drafted down the road is Mason Robinson, another guy you signed. He was invited to the Milwaukee Brewers spring training only for COVID to put an end to that. Just speak of his signing and what, again, you hope for him for 2021 and beyond.
Yeah, another big arm, another big boy. I can't say too much. I've never met the guy. I don't know fully what he's capable of, but I know that we're getting a quality arm and local talent. I think that's where we want to be, and we're going to grow this organization to really focus on not only our local talent, but to kind of feature some of these young guys. I know, the young guys have this bad rap that they have to leave for college. They might not be around. They can't pitch too much. I get that, but with the young and the hungry type of players, I think it's giving us a true shot to be very competitive for a very long time.
Right. And you also signed Noel McGarry-Doyle, who played for the national team for a bit. Between him and the other two guys we just mentioned, as you said, they might get drafted. Maybe they go through the pro ranks to get cut, to come back here. How important is that to establish that relationship early on in a case that maybe they do get drafted, but eventually they want to 5-10 years from now come back, play in their hometown and have a spot like us to know they can come back and play to?
Yeah, I mean, you basically just said it all. It's exactly what it is. But it would be nice to get some guys in, and if we lose them to the draft, albeit that's the idea and why they're coming to play with us at a high level, to give themselves exposure. But when you get a guy like Aquino coming in, Satilo coming in, I mean, the scouts are going to be out there, and guys are going to want to play with us, and they're going to want to be seen. And there's just a lot of positive with these types of players and these quality of players that are coming in. So I think it'll work. I think it'll work nicely for the young guys too.
Right. And as you said, last question for you. This obviously off season, as you said, has gone quite smoothly in terms of filling out the roster. Still have some holes obviously that you want to fill out, as any team does. Just what do you hope to accomplish for the rest of the off season, both on the field and I guess potentially off the field as well?
Well, off the field, we've been doing some work, a lot of community stuff. We're going to be doing some stuff this month with the Canadian Blood Services. We're going to continue that for the foreseeable future, forever. On the field, we have a few players we still want to fill in. There's a few players we're hoping for. There's a few positions we need to fill. All in all, if we started the season tomorrow, I think we would be the team to beat. I'm going to be honest with you. And the quality of players that we have coming through, and them talking to other players of where they want to play. I think we're making this not only, again, a team that we can be competitive for years, but we're making this a baseball hotbed. That's the idea of it.
Right. Yeah. Be the man. You got to beat the man. And last 6 years, obviously, this team's been the man. So still the favorites until obviously you get lose 4 games in a 7-game series. So I want to thank you for doing this. This is something I plan on doing monthly for sure until the season begins, and then we can do it weekly. But I appreciate you coming on today.
Yeah, thank you for having me. As always, I appreciate it.